What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Standing Room Only podcast. This is going to be episode number 11. Number 11. You can find us on Spotify or YouTube, whatever platform you aren't currently listening on. We're trying to get it on iTunes. We have fully submitted it, so in the next couple of weeks, if you're an iTunes person, it'll be on there. It just takes a little bit for it to get approved. And yeah, we're just waiting on that. Then we'll finally complete everything and have it on all the platforms pretty much. And especially the good one, iTunes. A lot of people like listening to stuff on Apple Podcasts. So we're finally getting there. Only took 11 weeks.
That's it. What's that? Almost 3 months? Come on, I'm sure there's been worse. There has to be worse out there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you can find us Standing Room Only Podcast on Twitter and Instagram at SR Only Pod. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Healy6.
Yep, and then you can find me on Instagram. I am iGoose. That's with 4 O's. Again, don't ask why. I'm gonna keep saying that because I really don't know why. So we're just gonna keep rolling with that. And YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. If you guys make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, download. Same thing with Spotify. Episodes do come out usually Tuesday, floating into Wednesday, and then our YouTube channel we upload
during the afternoon
on Wednesday. And also make sure you follow Healy on YouTube as well for any gamers out there. He does a lot of content for MLB The Show. I'm assuming he's gonna eventually spread out from there, but that's his forte right now. So if there's any baseball fans, he's the one. He's the one. He may be a Cubs fan, but he's a good guy.
And then the final note, if you guys do have questions that you want us to discuss during the podcast, you can message us on the Standing Room Only account, or you can find the personal accounts that we listed earlier and message us on there. We're down to talk or have discussions on stuff that you guys want to hear, especially for the people that are listening to the podcast now every single week.
Yeah.
At least we could do to give back to the support that you guys give the podcast. So starting off, we're going to go with baseball. Cheating is happening again.
Cheaters everywhere, left, right, doesn't matter. There's a lot of cheaters in the world. Red Sox. So it came out that they were cheating, and the New York Yankees.
Yeah. So all the Yankees fans that were shitting on the Astros, it's coming back to them. They were cheating as well.
Yep.
Almost every team was probably cheating. It's just whoever gets caught is in the spotlight now.
Is that the thing? So like back 15, 20 years ago, everybody was juicing. The HGH rolls in. Everybody gets caught. Now it's like technology's here. How can we utilize technology? And I feel like you'd be a lot more slick with technology. Bad enough the Yankees always have the best payroll, but then they try to cheat and still don't win. Ha ha ha. So I think that's kind of funny. It's just tough because the Red Sox won last year, and they dominated. Throughout the whole season, their whole offense was great. Pitching was good enough, and be stealing signs, and we all saw. I definitely had a bad taste in my mouth about the Astros. So now it's like, how many more teams? How many more? Now, if everybody comes out and is like, well, we actually all were cheating, then it's okay. It's just who cheated better.
Yeah, I think the Red Sox are in the spotlight specifically. They got caught in like 2017, I think, with Apple Watches. And then the commissioner, Rob Manfred, was like, we don't have to worry about them anymore. They'll be good. 2018, Alex Cora, who was the bench coach for the Astros in the previous season, went to the Red Sox, continued what they were doing in Houston, and they are now caught. The Yankees, I think, were doing something similar where they had cameras looking at signs. So they stopped, I think, in 2017. But still, it was for like 3 years where they were doing the same. The Red Sox and Astros.
So Cora is like almost like the culprit of everything here. So, we'll see what they do as far as punishments for the team, coaches. I don't know. As a fan of the game, I love baseball. I don't follow it nearly as much as I used to, but it's tough to see like teams actually go the whole 9 yards to try to cheat, and it's like, I don't know.
It will always be there to try to find like an advantage in trying in like an attempt to win. It'll happen like any sport. You try pushing the boundaries as far as you can, and yeah, once the commissioner and officials come in, then okay, then you stop. You've done all you can. And also, like these teams, they aren't going to lose the World Series ring. They aren't going to
No.
lose playoff spots. Maybe a draft pick. I don't know. The higher ups will get fined and suspended.
Yeah.
The players, all the players should be fine.
The players are going to be fine. I mean, how can you even prove that it was a player versus a coach? And some players actually came forward. I know it all started with the Astros.
Yeah.
And, at least there's an honest system, right? But I don't know. Coaches, fines, lose a draft pick. I mean, do these teams really care? Maybe, maybe not. But something has to happen.
Yeah. Someone has to be made of an example. The reason why I say the players shouldn't get suspended, I don't think they will, and why I don't think they should. Someone on the team knew that this was happening. They had to get the cameras set up, so it falls on the guys that allowed it to happen in the first place. And also, like, if you're given the opportunity, like, you're just gonna say no, like, peer pressure.
Yeah,
and stuff.
there's a lot involved with that. I mean, is it the grounds crew? Is who's setting it up? It's like, did the football just lose air out of it because it was that cold, or well, you know what I'm referring to. But it's just one of those things where you can't really put the blame on the players, or even on the coaches. It's really hard to, but I mean, you have to make an example at the end of the day. Draw punishment, make the next person in line who was thinking about it think twice. To maybe work on somehow eliminating technology from the dugout. Go back to the old school way. Make your call over to the bullpen. Warm up your lefty. Warm up whoever. And I mean, technology is obviously the root of the evil here. So
yeah, a lot of these cases though, they have like rooms near the dugout, technically not in it. But yeah, there needs to be more like officials and stuff going through like their facilities during game.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And I think that was pretty much all the baseball news. There's like a couple minor signings. Corey Dickerson signed.
Yeah, signed with the Marlins, right?
Luis Robert now.
Yeah,
With
the White Sox,
he got that
contract
extension,
which they were talking about it for a while. It was only a matter of time. It's some of the most money the Sox have dished up. It's a lot for somebody who hasn't played, but for what he's done overseas and, in Cuba and what he's capable of, his athleticism, I think it was a good signing, and everything's panning out for them right now. Playoff team, potentially. Are they going to win this first year? If they do, I mean, I would be happy. I don't expect it, but definitely year 2 for not this year, next year. We should expect a lot. So.
And that contract guarantees that he will be on the opening day roster.
Yep.
No service time manipulation, none of that. So he will be on the opening day roster because they have the control over him, and they also have like an option over him. So they have him for 7 years, regardless.
Yeah. Yep.
They had him for originally 6. If you guys don't know how baseball works, when minor leaguers get called up, teams have control over them for 6 years. There's ways to manipulate it so you get a 7th year out of them. And these guaranteed contracts now are kind of low risk ones. So he was going to be on the team for 7 years, pretty much. They have him now guaranteed locked up 7 years. So it's not like he would have been a free agent if they didn't do this deal. It's just he is going to get the playing time. And this is like a lower tier contract because let's say he becomes similar to like Mike Trout. Will that happen? I don't know. But if he puts up the numbers in his like 5th and 6th year, the team would have to pay like 20 plus million. Now, I think they're only going to pay him like 10 million or something. So
maybe a little bit more than that. But even then, it was good for him. They made him an offer. He's not going to refuse because what if he's not a Mike Trout? What if he comes out and he's like a Mickey Morandini or somebody that's just horrible and and well, he's guaranteed his money anyway.
Yeah, he's guaranteed the money, and the team, like, it's a win-win for both.
It is.
I think it's good.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's definitely a good
excited.
signing.
I'm excited to go to some Sox games this year, see how competitive they will be, see their young prospects and stuff.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Kopech. He's coming back after his Tommy John surgery.
Nick Madrigal.
Yeah, Madrigal's good. Little guy. He can ball.
And now Robert.
Yeah.
I keep calling him Robert. That's what he was going as, and I think he confirmed, just call me Robert.
Yeah. And then, we still have Eloy. I can talk about the power all day behind these bats, but yeah, you can catch me opening weekend. I'll probably be there whenever that is. I'm sure it's gonna snow one of the days because historically it's always snowed like on the opening weekend for can we call it Comiskey?
It's whatever. It's your team.
Yeah, we'll call it that. I like that better than guaranteed rate. So, but yeah, that's gonna do it for baseball. Let's go ahead and transition over to the NFL.
Four good matchups.
Craziest wild card I've ever seen. Like
two of the 4 games went to overtime. I think they're all a 1-score game.
Every single one was a 1-score game. So we had Buffalo-Houston. That was a 3-point game. That was a crazy game.
The Bills came out on fire, and then they couldn't
were
do
up
anything.
16 points.
And they couldn't do anything afterwards.
Couldn't do anything.
You had the little play from, was it John Brown?
John Brown, yep.
The throw to Josh Allen, which I heard that John Brown actually throws lefty, but he threw that ball with his right hand, which is why it did.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
That's what I heard. It wasn't from like a verified account or anything.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, that was a nice little chuck up. I like Josh Allen, but he's one of those quarterbacks where you expect him to make the wrong play more than one time in a game, but then he will flip it at the end of the game or somewhere in the game, and he uses his legs and makes the right play. So it's like he's good, he's hot, he's cold. Obviously, we saw Deshaun Watson took a hit like a champ.
Yeah.
He took a hit like I've never seen. It looked like he got hit by a truck and just stood up and took off running. And then he got the pass off that went for, how many yards was it?
Around 20?
That was like a 20-yard play.
It was like third and like 22 or something.
That's what basically sealed the deal. So they did that. So Houston ended up winning by 3. I like Houston. Houston is going to be playing Kansas City.
That's a good matchup.
Oh, yeah. Mahomes versus Deshaun Watson. That's 2 of the best quarterbacks in the future right there. 2 of the best quarterbacks now.
Mm-hmm.
We had Tennessee versus New England.
And yeah, Tennessee ran all over New England. Tannehill had like 73 passing yards.
Tennessee played it extremely well. Everything went according to game plan. Run the football. Derrick Henry's not easy to tackle. Derrick Henry's going to average 4 yards a carry. If you play that mentality of 4 yards a carry football, you're getting a first down every third round. They controlled the clock. They had the pick 6 against Brady at the end, which actually could have ruined it because the Patriots got the ball back.
Yeah. The smart move probably would have been pick it and lay on the ground.
But when you're in that moment, you don't really think of that. You're right there by the end zone.
Yeah.
Their Tennessee's defense is good. This defense has been good all year. They've been good the past couple of years. I think with Ryan Tannehill starting over Mariota, it completely changes the dynamic of this football team. Even though he only had 70-something yards, under 100 yards passing.
Yeah.
He played.
He was a good game manager. A veteran.
Exactly. Good game manager, and he played a hell of a defense. This Patriots defense was good all year. Tennessee and Baltimore, I still think Baltimore is going to win, but if there's going to be a defense to force an upset, we just saw it with Tennessee. Granted, the Patriots don't have a great offense, but we do see a lot of signs, a lot of positive signs with Tennessee's defense. Lamar Jackson, at the end of the day, is very young. Who's to say he doesn't make a mistake late in the game?
Yeah.
I don't think he will. I think Lamar Jackson is a human highlight reel. He's literally a walking video game character. And I still think the Ravens are going to win that game, but it'd be interesting to see.
Over under 400 total rushing yards in that game.
That's the over under?
No, that's what I came up with.
I was like, whoa.
For both teams combined.
Both teams combined? I'm going to go under.
I was thinking of saying 350 as the number.
350 is more realistic.
175 per team.
Yeah. So the issue is both defenses are really good.
But they both rely on the run.
And
they're both good at it.
So Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense reminds me of like a Golden State Warriors basketball. Fast break.
It reminds me of the Steve Nash Phoenix Suns offense.
Just super quick on the court. Weapons everywhere. And the thing is, Mark Ingram runs like has fresh legs every time. So I could definitely see 300 total.
Yeah.
400, I'm going to say under, but definitely 300 yards. I would say probably between 3 and 330. I automatically assume Lamar Jackson's going to rush for 60, 70 yards.
Yeah, I was thinking of him rushing for around 100, and then you had Mark Ingram to run for like around 100.
So that'd be 200 right there.
And then Derrick Henry could have
200 himself.
Yeah.
Well, they utilize Derrick Henry a lot. And Derrick Henry, the way he's built, he's a big guy. He can take hits. He's not the fastest running back. He's got speed. Obviously, he's a running back. But he's a tank, so I could see him running the ball 30 times in the game. And for him, he's usually that running back where he breaks 2 big runs off, and that's how he ends up with 200 yards, you know?
Yeah.
So that's actually a good over-under. I like that. Under 400, over 300. Who do you think is going to win that game?
I think it'll be the Ravens. I think they're clinically way better than all the teams that are still like playing football. There's the Chiefs, and then the 49ers would put up a good matchup. We saw them play against each other. And I think the Seahawks could match up decently. And the Packers. I think the matchups are better in the NFC compared to the AFC.
Oh, hands down. Hands down. Well, yeah.
But I think the Ravens are still like the team. I think their offense is too good. Their defense is too good. And it's just so hard to go up against a team that's well-rounded on both ends.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you basically just said it right there. They're giving Baltimore 9.5 points. Baltimore's home field advantage. Over-under's 47 points. I think it's fair. I think it's gonna go over 47. I mean, you're talking 24 points a team.
Yeah.
Ravens, I'm expecting anywhere 24 to 27 for the Ravens. Tennessee should score. I would say 17 points at least, maybe 20. So I like that over-under. The other game that we saw was the upset of Minnesota over the Saints. It felt good. It felt really good. Actually, as a fan of football, it kind of sucks because Drew Brees had a hell of a year. He broke all these records. And to see him go down, it hurts a little bit, but it doesn't because I'm also a Green Bay fan. And I said, best case scenario, Saints are not in the playoff. And that's what happened.
And Drew Brees missed all those games. Bridgewater filled in. They were good. It was bad watching Drew Brees playing that game. Taysom Hill put the team on their back. I don't know if you remember late in the game, Taysom Hill had like a reception. He had like a big run.
Yep.
And then Drew Brees fumbled. His first fumble all year. And they lost too.
They lost the game. There was a very controversial call at the end of the game, or non-call. It's one of those, was it a pass interference? Was it not offensive pass interference? I feel like as a ref, you can't make that call. It was a perfect pass. The pass was there. The 6'6" Kyle Rudolph. The defensive back was a little, I don't even know how tall he was. He was small. He just got bullied. I feel like maybe you owe the Saints a call from the year before. I guess you can give them that. But overall, the Saints just gave up the big plays. And, I mean, that was it. That huge pass to Adam Thielen.
Diggs had a big catch, I think.
Diggs had a couple of good plays in that game. Dalvin Cook had over 100 total yards, as he should. Dalvin Cook's one of the best in the game. But yeah, I think ultimately the Saints had a nice little comeback in the fourth, but Vikings clearly played a way better football game. Drew Brees didn't have the best game, and I know, and you know, a lot of people they look to the side. They don't really look at Minnesota as being a threat in the playoffs. Don't forget, Minnesota.
They have
a very solid team. Kirk Cousins, does he blow it in primetime games historically? Yeah, pretty well. Dalvin Cook is dangerous, and their defense isn't bad.
No, it's always been solid. They have Daniel Hunter.
Yeah.
They have Griffin on their D-line.
Anthony Barr.
Yeah, good linebackers with Harrison Smith.
Yeah. Harrison Smith is awesome. I like the Vikings' genetic makeup, if you will. I don't know. I don't see them getting past
the Niners.
If they do,
I think it'll be a good game.
It's going to be they had a good game in the regular season. Green Bay has Minnesota's number. They beat them twice this year. Well, to be fair, Green Bay swept through the NFC North, as they are the kings of the North. If somehow Minnesota beats San Francisco, Green Bay is going to the Super Bowl. There's no way they don't. Not to take away anything from any of the Vikings fans, but yeah. So 49ers, Vikings, who's your pick?
I think it's going to be a closer game than people think. I don't know the spread of it. I'm going to think the spread's probably like 4.5.
7-point spread.
Ooh, that's pretty big for a playoff.
That is.
I'm still going to go with the 49ers. They've had a couple weeks off, and they're just a solid team. Their defense, I think they're going to eat Kirk Cousins alive this week.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the big factor. Do they protect Cousins? Do they allow him enough time in the pocket to hit his weapons? Because he has weapons. He has Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph is still a weapon, even though he doesn't put up numbers every week. So, and obviously Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, they know how to neutralize the run. So, like, will Cook go off? Like, if he doesn't go off, that'll be tougher.
They're not winning if Cook doesn't go off. I mean, you can almost take that to the bank. But then again, it's like, well, on the 49ers side, if the Vikings stop their run game, that's like their forte. Are they expected to dump it off to Kittle every other play, or is Emmanuel Sanders going to go off?
Debo.
Debo's good. Debo Samuel. It's going to be a fun game to watch. And it's 3:00 game, daytime, in San Francisco. I think the 49ers will win. And I would say 4-point spread would be a more honest spread on that. But 49ers for sure in that game. We saw Seattle beat the Eagles.
Barely, without Carson Wentz.
Without Carson Wentz. Dirty hit. Questionable. It's like a bang play. He was going down. We saw Jadeveon Clowney. It looked like he led with his helmet a little bit, enough to where it was like almost intentional. I feel like a lot of people were overreacting.
I saw it so many times on my timeline. I almost had to tweet out like, "All right, we get it. We saw the hit. I don't need to see the replay on my timeline for a 50th time today." It's unfortunate. Carson Wentz had like a concussion or whatever. He got pushed out of the game. Super unfortunate. We don't know if it's a dirty hit. It somewhat looked like one. I'm not going to confirm it.
In slow motion, yeah. When you watch it in real time,
slow motion makes everything
look way worse than what it is. But in real time, first of all, Jadeveon Clowney's not slow. He's trucking. It's just a bang play. I don't even know if they threw a flag on the play.
No, they didn't.
And I would say definitely a penalty. Should have been a penalty. Was it a dirty hit? Was it intentional? I don't think so. I mean, I can't sit there and judge Jadeveon Clowney for making a football play. You're in the playoffs. Your adrenaline's going. You're running as fast as you are, as he was in this case, and it was tough because that ultimately, I would say, decided the game. The Eagles' defense was containing Seattle's offense for most of the game until the last possession. DK had that huge catch to seal the deal. DK against Green Bay is a juicy matchup.
He's about to go off.
I think if, as a Packer fan, I'm a little nervous for this matchup. Seattle historically has had Green Bay's number. I don't want to talk about a few years ago in the playoffs when Green Bay should have went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots. I think it was like 2016 when the Packers missed the onside kick recovery.
The year of Chris Matthews.
Yeah. That was literally... I can cry right now thinking about it. But anyways, Russell Wilson is a great quarterback. Very mobile. Their run game is great. Marshawn Lynch didn't too bad. He didn't do a whole... He had that one touchdown that he fought hard for.
The Eagles had such a good defensive line, and they have such a good offensive line. So I wasn't surprised to see that he didn't go off. He did what he could.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, they are giving Green Bay a 4-point spread in that game, which I guess is fair. It's in Lambeau. It's going to be a little bit colder. Green Bay, on the defensive side, stepped it up tremendously this year. They've had some games that were questionable, but they've always been pretty consistent as forcing turnovers, and I think that is going to ultimately be the deciding factor in this game. If they don't force any turnovers, if Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, they're not getting to Russell Wilson, I think Seattle could end up having a field day. It's all going to come down to the defense. And on the other side of the ball, Rodgers is going to have protection. Because, I mean, we know Seattle's defense is not bad. They're not bad at all. So it's definitely going to be one of the better matchups for the playoffs this upcoming weekend. I still think Green Bay is going to pull it off and then face the 49ers in the NFC Conference Championship game.
I'm just hoping that this weekend is just a fraction of what last weekend. At least a fraction.
Oh, man.
Because last weekend, all 4 games were great throughout the whole game. Both teams were in it the whole time. It wasn't like a team went up 20 points and then, they get a late game comeback and the other team scored 14 to make it a 1-score game. No, it was like back and forth.
In almost every game. I literally would put on the Tennessee and New England game before I went out, thinking I would just hear the game in the background. I'm getting ready for the night, and I keep catching myself walking over to the TV like, holy shit, Brady's about to get upset by the Titans. This is great. And I think I sent the Snapchat to you. I was super excited, and if we get anything like that this weekend, I'll be happy. I'll definitely be a happy camper.
It was definitely odd to see Drew Brees and Tom Brady both get eliminated in like their first round matchup. And it's going to create a lot of questions. Will either of them retire? Will either of them stay with their same teams? What's next for them?
I think they each have one more year left in them. Brady's contract is up. There was always rumors, where's he going to go? Being in Chicago, we heard rumors of him going to Chicago. I don't think so. I think Brady has one more run in him. I think the Patriots will make a move to bring in somebody to help. They're a playoff team no matter what next year. I'm already saying, I don't know if they're going to take the division, but they're definitely a playoff team.
I just don't see them going with someone else beside Brady. I get that he had a terrible year, but I can't see them taking a flyer on a random quarterback.
Yeah, no. I say they offer him one more year, give him something worth coming back for, and have one last run. Same thing with Brees. He's in contract. Yeah. I don't see him retiring. The Saints have been a great football team the last few years. We saw a couple years ago when they lost to the Vikings on that last Hail Mary play to Stephon Diggs. Last year should have been in the Super Bowl. definitely would have been a different result.
Mm-hmm.
This year came up short. I mean, it happens any given Sunday. So, but we didn't talk. I was going to ask, Houston versus Kansas City.
I think Kansas City, they look great with Mahomes the past games. And as good as the Texans have been, I think that might be the one game where it's potential blowout. It has the highest chance of being a.
Yeah, Texans, historically, they have a solid defense, but this season there were some games where they just got blown up. And Patrick Mahomes, nobody really talked about him this year. I mean, I know he had dislocated his knee. He missed a few games or two and a half, whatever it was. He still, as far as quarterback goes, if you're not including legs, is probably the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, he'll dissect that defense.
They're giving them a 10-point spread, and I think that's fair. I think they're going to end up winning by at least 10, maybe 13 points.
Mm-hmm.
Like 14-27 is like a realistic score.
It just depends on the Texans matching
they're going to have to go punch for punch, blow for blow. Deshaun Watson is great. He's a great quarterback. Is he a top dog in the league? Does he have DeAndre Hopkins? Yes. Carlos Hyde, he's not a bad running back, but I just don't think they have the artillery to keep firing back at Kansas City. Give me Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill against any defense, and they're going to find a way to tear you up.
Oh, yeah.
So
the Chiefs have like a decent defense as well. We saw in the Bills game, the Bills do have a good defense. The Texans struggled, though. They had to come back from behind. They had to go into overtime. I can't remember the exact final score. Was it
22-19?
Okay, so low scoring, a lot of field goals. I think the Chiefs still pull it off.
Yeah, Chiefs are going to pull it off, but that's pretty much it for the NFL.
I tweeted out on Twitter right after the Tom Brady loss. I said, "Is this the end of the Tom Brady era?" 470 votes. 60% said yes. 40% said no. So a lot of people do say that the Tom Brady era is over. I do think that he gets maybe one more year with a different team. I could be wrong though. And I don't know. Maybe Tom Brady realizes this wasn't his best year and it is time to. I, for some reason, thought he had a contract extension, but when reading up on it today, they had one in place. They just could not get it done by the deadline, which is why he's a free agent.
And it makes you wonder, too, because he was like selling his property, or he bought property like in LA or something weird. And at the beginning of the season, and that's where everybody's like, well, he's going to win with the Patriots. He's going to leave, win with another team. Chicago rumors he's going to come to the Bears because Trubisky isn't the truth. But we all know. I mean, I'm not a Bears fan, but even I know their play calling is trash. It's ass. There's nothing good to it. So I think Tom Brady is going to come back for one more. I don't think maybe the end of the dynasty for sure.
With the Patriots, though, what's your chances of that?
I think it's Patriots or nobody.
I think that as well.
So, but yeah, that's going to be it for NFL. We can transition over to the National Basketball Association. One thing I wanted to talk about, you sent me a post, I think it was a Twitter post, of the All-Star voting.
Yeah.
Because that's right around the corner. I think that's pretty much what we're going to target until trade deadline for the NBA. How do you feel about the NBA All-Star voting? I know it's kind of, we talked about it before, how we're not the biggest fan of All-Star games in general. The NBA All-Star game alone is kind of a joke as it is. You're always going to have guys going 50%. You're going to see some cool highlight reel dunks. You're going to have your LeBron James, your Giannis, your James Harden. But looking at the league votes for the NBA, there's some questionable players on there, especially because you were the one that sent me that.
Yeah, the first results of the All-Star voting, which we're over a month away now, so hopefully they change. We saw Taco Fall be number 6 in forwards for the East.
In the East, a guy who doesn't really play. He comes off the bench.
He's a meme.
He's a meme.
Which is why it would be funny to see him start the All-Star game just because of that. Because of how much of it. He's like the Brian Scalabrine of the league now.
Yeah.
But like, that would be hilarious to see. Alex Caruso was like number 8 in guards for the West. He should not be anywhere near that list.
Nowhere near that list at all.
He's another meme too.
It's a joke. They should. I get it. They want the fans to vote. But like, if you tell me right now Alex Caruso is gonna make the All-Star game, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm probably not gonna watch it anyway. I might catch highlights. I might tune in. I might search it up for highlights on YouTube for a cool off the backboard slam dunk, from LeBron or whoever's gonna perform it. But we've talked about it before. All-Star games in the NBA, it's a joke. They have Devin Booker number 9. They have Ja Morant number 10, and then Caruso's 8. Steph Curry, who hasn't played all season, is 4, which is gonna happen. I get it. He's popular, but I think they should let people vote who know basketball and do it based on performance.
Well, the good thing about the NBA now is it isn't just strictly fan voting. They take in fan voting. There's 3 categories, I think. Fan voting. There's probably player voting.
Player votes, yep.
And then they combine like those 2 right there.
Yeah. Which, even then, we'll probably get some weird ones. But, like, Andre Drummond is, like, at the bottom of the list, and he definitely should be up there.
At least it's only starters that get voted. Imagine if the whole roster was all-star, like, voting.
Right.
Then that would be bad. Because, like, most of the time, the starters are right.
Normally, yeah. Like, Trae Young is leading, at the time was leading for Eastern guards. Like, I feel like Trae Young should be leading. Trae Young, Kyrie, Kemba, those 3 right there. Derrick Rose is number 4.
I would like to see him just because of Chicago.
Yeah, he's going to make the game for sure. Is he truly the 4th best guard in the East? Nah. He's good.
Kyrie's, I think, 3rd on that list, or is he 2nd?
Second,
and he's like barely.
He's never really played.
He's not really that. It's just more of he plays in New York, and he's just a popular. Yeah. People see his name, there's like, oh, I know Kyrie Irving. He was on that Cavs team. Let me vote for him.
Yeah.
So as Durant isn't on the list.
Yeah, they probably didn't even have him on the list to vote for. Otherwise, he'd probably be like number 2. It's nice to see Zach Lavine up there. He's number 5 for guards out of Chicago. He's going to be playing in front of his home crowd if he gets voted in. Hopefully he makes the dunk contest. Well, I know it's been offered to him. He's like mulling it over. He doesn't know if he wants to do it. I personally think he should. It's huge. You're in one of the biggest cities in the world. He's won before. So we'll see. We'll see with that. I think I'm more excited for the dunk contest than anything.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Dwight Howard has. Dwight Howard announced that he's going to be in the dunk contest again, which is great. Normally, all you see are guys who are in their 1st or 2nd year. This year, though, Dwight Howard's like, okay, 16th season, no problem. I've already won it. Why not do it again? He loves the game again, so why not?
And he still has shown he's got, even at his age, he's very athletic. He still gets up there. Are we going to see a cool Superman dunk? I expect him to dress in Superman something. I just don't think he's going to be able to get up there like he did however many years ago that was, 10, 12, 13 years ago. Derrick Jones Jr. is in the dunk contest, I'm pretty sure. That dude literally can jump out of a building. So that'd be pretty cool to see.
The one guy I really want in it, Ja Morant.
Yep.
We saw him almost dunk over Kevin Love the other week.
Yeah.
He's been like dunking on people. His vertical's amazing. I would love to see what he can come up with in the
Even in
dunk
like, I've
contest.
seen him in like a pregame ritual, like just warm ups where he's just getting up there. John Morant has to do it. Might as well. You're young. Get out of the way.
He's in Memphis, so like all the eyes are going to be on you. He is popular because he's pulling out these sick plays, but by being in Memphis, he's not getting the star or spotlight that he should. And being in the dunk contest, especially if he wins, everyone will remember it, and his stardom will shoot up even more.
That's how Zach Lavine was. I mean, we saw him destroyed in the dunk contest. It was Zach Lavine. Who did he go up against?
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. That was one of the best dunk contests I've seen in a while, because everything is already done, and then Aaron Gordon's going under his ass and Zach,
over the mascot.
Yeah, and Zach Lavine is just gliding through the air like a magician. And then now, how can we top that? Let's get Zach Lavine back in there. We got Dwight Howard, Old Man Rivers, maybe John Morant, I think would be awesome. So then you have forward, you have center, you have a couple of guards.
And guys in like different stages of their career.
Yeah. And guys that are probably going to try to bring it 100% because they're going to be playing in Chicago. I may or may not be there. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to work my way through justifying the cost of that.
Might have to apply for a job and like hope I get that day.
Should we do it and just quit while we're on the job? Can't kick me out of the building.
Well,
Can't hit from outside of the club.
Maybe.
So, but yeah, besides that, Derrick Rose, you said, was confirmed for the
skills competition.
Yeah,
so he will be in Chicago for the All-Star weekend no matter what. And he's going to get a loud ovation. He gets a loud one every time
he's in Chicago. Every time. He did nothing wrong. Chicago, if anything, treated him horribly, as though he decided to wake up and tear his ACL twice. We did him wrong. He still loved us unconditionally, and now every time he comes back, he gets the love that he deserves. And I think that's huge. Skills competition I actually think it's fun to watch because, I mean, they don't always go 100%, but the younger guys. So I'm not sure if John Morant might be a part of that. Usually you get the young, flashy guards. They're usually fun to watch with that. So Derrick Rose, he's definitely going to be fun to watch. But yeah, that's all on Saturday. That's all the day before the All-Star game, slam dunk contest.
Well, that's the day you want to watch anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Rising Star Challenge, it could be fun because you have the rookies versus the sophomores.
I think it's USA versus the world.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did. They mixed it up now. They did. They definitely mixed it up a couple years back.
I think the sophomores would always just whoop freshmen.
Yeah,
the rookies.
Yeah. And then you have the Celebrity All-Star Game. That's just it's a gimmick. I mean, it's cool. It's funny to see, like, when Kevin Hart was in it. You know, he would just be funny. So,
speaking of Celebrity All-Star stuff, I saw a video on Twitter. I retweeted it too, from like 1992 or something, around there. Ken Griffey, Barry Bonds, Michael Irving, Mike Conley, Chris Carter. They all had like a slam dunk contest at one of the All-Star games.
I was not even aware of this, and it
was sick to see. Those guys, like, they did some pretty sick dunks. Mike Conley, which I think's Mike Conley Jr.'s father.
Yeah.
I think he was like a triple jump dude, Olympian, and he jumped with his like 1 foot behind the free throw line with ease, dunked it.
That's crazy.
But it was like cool to see like Bonds go up and dunk, and like Barry
Bonds. Was this Barry Bonds before he started heavily juicing, or? Well, it had to be if it was like 92.
This was Pirates days.
Days where he was kind of stealing bags.
Yeah.
That's funny. No, that's awesome. Ken Griffey. I mean, he clearly was a huge athlete. So I did not know that. I'm surprised they never showed it on TNT, like going back with these.
Yeah, I'm surprised. That was the first time I've ever heard of it. And supposedly they've done it. They did it for like a few years.
Yeah.
Why didn't I hear about it? I don't know. Because it's cool to see the other athletes from other sports do a dunk contest.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's interesting. But another rumor. Now that we're talking about dunk contest, we don't know if it's gonna happen. Probably won't. But Insanity.
He can get up there. He does not have the jumps like
No, there's no way. I wouldn't be surprised to see him put one through his leg,
Mm-hmm.
but I almost feel like him doing that, I'm going to be concerned for his hip. One of his hips, I don't know.
I just want to see him be like have him there, not as a contestant, but just to do a dunk.
Just do something.
And Vince Carter with like an honorary dunk.
To kick off the dunk contest.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool. Throw Jay Rich in there too.
Jason Richardson. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for basketball. I didn't want to get too much in. There's not really a whole lot going on. We're still mid-season, haven't really hit the All-Star break yet. We haven't gotten close to the trade deadline. I know Andre Drummond was rumored to be on the trade block. Actually, they're heavily shopping him right now.
Especially with Blake Griffin probably going out for the year.
Yeah, so Mavs are now rumored to be looking at Andre Drummond, which would be huge. He was almost getting traded the other day to who was the team that was looking at him?
All I knew was the Hawks.
The Hawks, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Hawks. They were looking at him. So there's a couple of teams. I think Andre Drummond is still one of the best centers in the game. Countless number of 2020 games. Is he He's not like, he doesn't spread the floor. He's not a three-point shooter. Free throws aren't that good. But if you want a guy overall who's a traditional big man who can score when he needs to, Andre Drummond's definitely got some value there. So, but that's pretty much going to be it, guys. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Once again, this is episode and week number 11. Make sure you follow us on Spotify. We will be on iTunes, Apple Music soon, hopefully.
Yeah, just waiting on the approval for it.
Yep, and then we're still on YouTube. If you want to see my pretty face or his more prettier face, make sure you watch our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, share with your friends. If you know anybody who likes sports, who isn't really into podcasts, who doesn't know much about podcasts, introduce them to us. They won't be disappointed. And then also stay interactive with us on social media. Ask us questions, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is, personal accounts. If you want to do it, you can reach out to us directly. Again, I am iGoose, 4 O's, and Healy.
The Healy 6. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, all that.
Yep. So, again, till next week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later.